Good evening. I'd like to call this second meeting of November of the Daviess County, the second meeting of the Daviess County, November's second meeting of the Daviess County Fiscal Court to order. Struggled with that a little bit. Commissioner Marksberry, would you lead us in the prayer and the pledge, please?
Yes, thank you. Would you pray with me, please? Our gracious and loving Heavenly Father, we come before you with gratitude as our hearts turn to this season of Thanksgiving. We thank you for our veterans who were honored last week, and we thank you for their service and sacrifice to our county and to their fellow man. Please bless them and comfort them in the months to come. Thank you for our county, our people, and especially those who strive each day to keep us safe. We pray for a cooperative spirit here in our town between our county and city leadership. May we work together going forward to benefit our citizens regardless of personal thoughts and attitudes. Help us to all put aside anything that is not in your will for our community, as we're all flawed human beings in need of your salvation and your grace. Bless us now as we make decisions for our county and guide us with your wisdom. In Jesus' name, amen. Now the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner Marksberry.
You're welcome.
Brooke.
1. Consideration for presentation. A. Proclaim Diabetes Awareness Month.
Commissioner Marksberry.
Daviess County, Kentucky Proclamation, Office of the County Judge Executive. Whereas 37.3 million American adults are estimated to have diabetes, diagnosed and undiagnosed, including nearly 486,196 Kentuckians, 13.8%, reporting that they have diabetes, making Kentucky the 7th highest in the United States for the prevalence of diabetes, a serious disease that has no cure and can be associated with complications that threaten both length and quality of life. And whereas an additional 101,000 people in Kentucky have diabetes but don't know about it, greatly increasing their health risk. There are 1,168,000 people in Kentucky, 33.8% of the adult population, who have prediabetes with blood glucose levels that are higher than normal, but not yet high enough to be diagnosed as diabetes. Every year, an estimated 26,623 people in Kentucky are diagnosed with diabetes. Whereas diabetes is the 7th leading cause of death by disease in Kentucky and in the nation, Kentucky has the 13th highest diabetes mortality rate in the nation, and diabetes can be associated with complications that threaten both length and quality of life, such as blindness, heart disease, kidney failure, stroke, and leg or foot amputations. And whereas diabetes costs Kentucky over $5 billion in total medical expenditures, lost work and lost wages each year, and whereas an increase in community awareness of risk factors and symptoms related to prediabetes and diabetes, as well as evidence-based interventions that can improve outcomes and quality of life among those with and at risk for diabetes, can increase the likelihood that they will seek out education, support, and treatment early in the course of the disease. And whereas structured lifestyle change programs, such as the National Diabetes Prevention Program, have been proven to prevent or delay type 2 diabetes in adults with prediabetes, and accredited, recognized diabetes self-management education and support programs that support appropriate self-care and behavior change strategies critical to managing diabetes have been shown to improve diabetes outcomes. Now, therefore, Charlie Caslin, Judge Executive of Daviess County, Kentucky, do hereby proclaim November as Diabetes Awareness Month in Daviess County, Kentucky, and urge all citizens to help fight this disease and its life-threatening complications by increasing awareness of the risk factors for diabetes, making healthy lifestyle choices, and by providing care and treatment for those living with diabetes. Presented in Daviess County, Kentucky, this 14th day of November, 2023. Charlie Caslin, Daviess County Judge Executive.
Thank you. And who do we have here to accept this tonight? I've got, my notes say Merritt Bates Thomas, but I don't see her. So anyone else here for this? No. Then we will get this to them. I may take it at our next meeting, Health Department meeting. Commissioner Caslin.
Okay, do we need to wait for Brooke to read it off first?
Oh, I'm sorry.
B, proclaim November 12th through 18th of 2023 as Nurse Practitioner Week.
For the proclamation, Daviess County, Kentucky, the Office of County Judge Executive, whereas nurse practitioners play a critical role as trusted providers of health care for patients in Kentucky, and whereas nurse practitioners work to expand health care access in underserved communities, promote health equity and care, and whereas patients depend on more than 10,000 licensed nurse practitioners in the Commonwealth of Kentucky to diagnose, manage, and treat their chronic and acute health care conditions. And whereas nurse practitioners provide high-quality primary, acute, and specialty health care services while emphasizing health promotion, disease prevention, health education, and counseling, guiding patients to make smarter health and lifestyle choices every day. And whereas the confidence that patients have in nurse practitioners delivered health care is evidenced by the more than 1 billion visits made annually to nurse practitioners across our nation. And whereas more than 5 decades of research demonstrates the high quality of care provided by nurse practitioners, and whereas better utilization of nurse practitioners through modernized state laws and improved policies create better health through a more accessible, efficient, cost-effective, and higher quality healthcare system, and whereas more than half the nation has adopted full practice authority legislation, offering patients full and direct access to the outstanding care provided by nurse practitioners, and whereas nurse practitioners serve as the primary care provider of choice for many Kentuckians and play a pivotal role in the health and welfare of our communities. And now, therefore, I, Charlie Caslin, Daviess County Judge Executive, hereby proclaim November 12th through the 18th, 2023, as Nurse Practitioner Week, and ask my fellow citizens to join me in thanking nurse practitioners for the health care they provided our community. Presented in Daviess County, Kentucky, this 14th day of November, 2023. Judge Charlie Caslin.
Thank you, Commissioner Caslin, and I think we have Anessa here, to receive this. So if we could go up front and present it, and then if you would make a few comments afterwards.
Zanisi Holman, and I'm a proud Daviess County psychiatric nurse practitioner specializing in the care of children and adolescents who have mental health conditions. I am one of only 242 in Daviess County that fill gaps in our medical care system for our community members in rural areas, members of our community that otherwise may not have primary care providers to take care of them, or even psychiatric care providers to deal with mental illnesses. So this proclamation means the world to us. You know, it's acknowledgement that the care that we provide is beneficial. In fact, it's crucial to the overall well-being of our community members. So we thank you very much for this proclamation today.
Well, thank you, and all your peers for all you do in our community.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
C, Treasurer's Report for October 2023.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes, Judge. As of October 31st, 2023, total cash balance is $67,322,648 for all funds. General fund balance is $28,116,540. minus operating reserve and restricted funds, cash for general fund operations is $19,290,887. All variances within the treasurer's report are normal, expected, and explainable. All departmental activity is within expected ranges to date, and I have nothing else to report.
Thank you. Any questions for Mr. Johnson? Hearing none. Next item, Brooke.
2, consideration for approval. A, minutes of the November 2nd, 2023 Daviess County Fiscal Court meeting.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Got a motion and a second. We've all had the minutes in our possession for some time. Are there any corrections, deletions, or additions?
No.
Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
B, all claims for all departments.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second?
Got a motion and a second. Any questions for Mr. Johnson? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
C, amendment to the salary schedule for fiscal year 23-24, effective November 12th of 2023.
Motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Got a motion and a second. Mr. Johnson.
Yes, Judge, this amendment has a single change whereby a position is moved from one grade to another now that the position has been slightly enhanced and fully trained. I've explained the details to the court, reviewed its responsibilities and duties with you, and I would recommend approval.
Any questions for Mr. Johnson?
No.
Any questions from the audience? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
D, accept professional services proposal of Gardner Engineering and Consulting, PLLC, for structural assessment of the courthouse roof for solar panels.
Motion to approve?
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. Mr. Johnson.
Yes, Judge, this proposal in the amount of $2,750 will provide the court with a structural assessment and analysis of the courthouse's TPO membrane roof and whether or not it could sustain solar panels and the respective mounting equipment, and if so, how many in total. With that information, County Engineer Brasher will be able to produce a cost-benefit analysis under several scenarios, which would include grant funding offsets. The court could then evaluate whether or not there is any benefit to pursuing the proposed project further and what the payback, if any, would be. Gardner Engineering and Consulting, PLLC, is a known vendor. The service fee is within a reasonable range per Public Works Management, and I would recommend approval.
Any questions for Mr. Johnson? Any
I have a
questions?
comment.
Go ahead.
While I appreciate Commissioner Condor and Commissioner Castle's enthusiasm for this, I'm not a fan of solar panels. The main problem is the return on investment that can take years, if not decades. The payback historically has not been there. New tax credits may have changed what that means, since we're getting more free money from the government, but that ultimately could come from the backs of the taxpayers. The maintenance can be very expensive, and the possibility of damaging the roof with the installation is also a concern. I need to see the payback figures on this, and I will want a second opinion to the study. I believe we really need to take a hard look at this, so I am voting no for now. My preference would be to consider moving the entire courthouse, rather than remodeling, and all the departments to another more central location with easier access to the public and our first responders. My hope is that this will become a consideration of the court while I'm in office, as I believe this to be a huge benefit to our community. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other commissioners? Anyone from the public wish to speak to this item? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Noes?
No.
Motion carries.
E, accept professional services proposal of Gardner Engineering and Consulting, PLLC, for structural design of transfer station floor replacement.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Mr. Smith?
Yes. Back last winter, the solid waste supervisors at the transfer station had noticed some excessive wear on the floor of the building. It was budgeted to replace the entire floor. Upon further investigation, the railroad track side does need to be replaced completely. Only the ledge of the street side needs to be done, but they also discovered that the concrete tunnel where the trucks drive also needs replacement. So given those concerns, we would like to move forward with hiring this engineer to draw up the plans to make these improvements.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. Smith?
No.
Any questions from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
F, reject bid number 2324-24, one new surface soil compactor, landfill.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion second, Mr. Johnson.
Yes, Judge, we're recommending rejecting all bids and rebidding this item for one used surface soil compactor as opposed to new, since it has come to landfill management's attention that a used unit would be more cost-effective and appropriate to satisfy the seasonal needs for this particular piece of equipment. I would recommend rejection.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. Johnson?
No.
Any questions from the audience? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
G, award bid number 2324-23, Building 3 HVAC Replacement Project, Detention Center.
Motion to approve.
Second. We got a motion second, Mr. Johnson.
This bid is to replace the HVAC system of Building 3 at the detention center. We received 5 bids and recommend award to the lowest and best evaluated bid submitted by Schwartz Heating and Cooling in the amount of $49,995. The current unit is original to the building and has exceeded its useful life. Jailer Maglinger has sufficient funds in his budget to cover the project. Schwartz Heating and Cooling is a known vendor. There were no exceptions to our bid specifications, and I would recommend approval.
Any questions for Mr. Johnson?
No.
Any questions from the audience? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Next
Eight.
item.
H, award bid number 2324-27, one new single axle dump truck for the road department.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion second, Mr. Johnson.
This bid is to replace a 2017 International 7400 dump truck that was totaled in an accident in June of this year. We received 2 bids and recommend award to the best evaluated bid submitted by Vomac Truck Sales and Service for the 2025 Volvo VHD 42F 300 unit in the amount of $187,426. You will note that we are not recommending the low bid. The low bid submitted a unit with a configuration that is not compatible with the county's existing snowplow equipment, meaning we would have to purchase new equipment to utilize the unit, the price of which exceeds the difference in between the 2 bids. This is an unbudgeted replacement offset by insurance reimbursement. Vomac Truck Sales and Service is a known vendor. The price is within our expected range, and the exceptions to our bid specifications were ruled as minor. Sufficient funds remain in the road fund to cover the expense without need of a fund transfer. I would recommend your approval.
Any questions for Mr. Johnson?
No.
Any questions from the public? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
I, approve release of Miller's Mill Plaza, Unit 1, Public Improvements Surety.
Motion to approve.
Second. Got a motion second, Mr. Brasher.
Yes, Judge, the developer has requested release of Unit 1, Miller Mill Plaza. My office has inspected that work. It has been completed to our specifications. I recommend approval.
Any questions for Mr. Brasher?
No.
Any questions from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
J, second reading of KLC 310.5, 2023, 12-2023, an ordinance repealing Section 30.31C of Daviess County, Kentucky Code of Ordinances pertaining to membership fees for certified volunteer fire departments and permitting the sheriff to charge and retain a fee of 1.5% of the membership charges or subscriber fees collected as amended by KOC 310.2, KOC 310.3, and KOC 310.4.
Second.
Got a motion and second. Counselor?
Sure. I'm just going to read the whereas clauses. Well, I might read the whole thing. It's not that long. Whereas Daviess County, through its fiscal court, declared its support and commitment to fire protection services to provide for the best interests of the community, provide for efficient use of community resources, and serve to enhance and promote the public safety and welfare of all Daviess County citizens. And whereas Daviess County Fiscal Court deemed it necessary and appropriate to impose a membership fee for certified volunteer fire departments and permitting the sheriff to charge and retain a fee of 1.5% of the membership charges or subscriber fees collected. And whereas Daviess County Fiscal Court now, however, deems it appropriate to terminate the above-mentioned membership fee. Now, therefore, be it ordained by the County of Daviess, Commonwealth of Kentucky as follows, and there's two sections. Section 1, that the additional membership fee imposed by ordinance KOC 310.4 of 2015 as amended shall be repealed effective January 1st of next year, 2024, and fiscal court shall end its collection of this fee from residents and businesses in Daviess County located in each certified volunteer fire district. And then Section 2, it will take effect again January 1st, 2024. And this is the second reading.
Thank you.
Sure.
Mr. Johnson, is there anything you have on this particular item?
The only thing that I would add is that this ordinance removes the dues from the property tax bills effective January 1 of '24, meaning they will not be present on the property tax bills that will be mailed in November of '24.
Okay. Any questions from the commissioners or comments?
No.
Any questions or comments from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
K, second reading of KOC 220.37, 2023, 13-2023, an ordinance relating to imposing and collecting an insurance premium license fee on insurance companies for the privilege of doing business in the county of Daviess outside of the city of Owensboro and the city of Whitesville, effective July 1 of 2024.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Got a motion and second, Counselor?
Yes, sir. Whereas the Commonwealth of Kentucky and KRS 91A.080 authorizes local governments to impose a license fee upon premiums collected by insurance companies engaged in the business of selling and issuing casualty, automobile, inland marine, fire, and allied perils, health, and life insurance policies within this county. And whereas fiscal court agrees to subsidize the operation and maintenance of the certified Daviess County volunteer fire departments, and Kentucky statute authorizes fiscal court to impose an additional license fee not to exceed 1.1% for the sole purpose of meeting operating and capital expenses and maintenance of Daviess County fire services and protection of persons and property expenditures. And whereas fiscal court finds that ensuring the certified Daviess County volunteer fire department's continued operation and maintenance provides for the best interest of the community, provides for efficient use of community resources, and serves to enhance and promote the public safety and welfare of all Daviess County citizens. And whereas it is deemed necessary and appropriate to implement an additional insurance premium tax of 1.1%, which shall become effective July 1st of next year, 2024, which shall serve as a revenue source to fund fire protection services and protection of persons and property expenditures in Daviess County. And then the ordainment clause, now therefore be it ordained by the fiscal court of the County of Daviess, Commonwealth of Kentucky. There's 6 sections in here detailing the above. And this is the second reading.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes, Judge, this ordinance implements the additional 1.1% insurance premium license fee effective July 1st of '24, which will bring the total rate to 6.0%. The court has received several questions as to the application of this tax. The license fee imposed will be collected from insurance companies on policies for certain insurance categories, which include fire, casualty liability, vehicle, inland marine, and health. All categories represent property or events that are serviced by the fire system, whether it be a structure fire, a car wreck, a car fire, a health emergency, a boat rescue, etc. These categories are assessed currently as funding for the county's paid fire departments, which is the existing 4.9%, as the court in the 70s saw it as an equitable and natural revenue stream for the service, considering what is covered and protected. The 1.1% additional insurance premium license fee is applied to those same categories and has the same exemptions as those in the current 4.9%. Now, these exemptions can be found in sections 1 and 2 of the ordinance. However, I will read them into the record. The tax shall not apply to premiums received on life insurance, rain and hail on crops insurance, policies of group health insurance provided for state employees under KRS 18A.225, policies insuring employers against liability for personal injuries to their employees or death of their employees caused thereby under the provisions of KRS Chapter 342, health insurance policies issued to groups and individuals, policies issued through Kentucky Access created in Subtitle 17B of KRS Chapter 304, and policies for high-deductible health plans as defined in Chapter 26 U.S.C. Section 223, subsection C, subsection 2.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from the commissioners?
Judge, I do want to make a comment. I've had
Commissioner Casson, go ahead.
apologize. I've had some people ask me about where to locate it, and you can go on Daviess County's website, and there is a documents tab, and just then you can click on that. It gives you a search engine, and in the search engine, you just simply type the word fire and then search, and this will pop up. As of now, it'll be the top one for the searches, the KOC 220.37, and that is the ordinance that we've been reading.
Thank you. Commissioner Marksberry, anything? Commissioner Gardner.
Yes, please. Thank you, Judge. In the audience, we do have several of our volunteer firefighters. This has been a long process, probably right at 9 months, to be able to get to this point of addressing an issue that's been there for over 20 years. And I want to thank them. The meetings were honest, they were transparent, and they were straight up, is what they were. To get to this point is something that I think we can all agree that is a good plan. Everybody didn't get everything, which is usually a good compromise. Most everybody then walks out disappointed. That's a good compromise. So I hope that we can move this forward for next year and be able to grow our volunteer fire departments to the point of where they need to be. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome, and I feel compelled, since you said this has been going on for 9 months, and the reality is, when I first became a county commissioner 13 years ago, one of the first chiefs meetings, Pat Thompson, who's unable to be here this evening, cornered me and said, we need to raise the dues. And so we immediately started having conversations about it. But one thing I want the public to understand, the way the dues system worked is the dues could only be spent in the district where they were assessed. And it is the only revenue stream in county government where that is a reality. And it's governed by state law. So even if we doubled the dues, all that would happen is the stations, the handful of stations that do very well, would do extremely well from a financial standpoint, maybe beyond their needs, and then the other stations would still be left struggling. And by switching from a dues system, and that's what we're doing, a repeal and replace. And by doing that, we are freeing us up to where we can put the money where it needs to go. And we have pledged, and it's in this document, that we will fund the stations according to the levels that they were already being funded. And then the ones that need additional assistance will get that. And I want to thank Commissioner Condor for your work these last 9 months. But Mr. Johnson, thank you and the rest of the staff for all the work you've done for far more than 9 months. And I want to thank all the volunteers, both the chiefs that are here this evening and also those the volunteers who serve on your boards who have agreed to support this switch that we're the repeal and replace that we're doing. And I think for the community this is the right thing, and I appreciate all of your all's effort. So, and I want to thank you too and all the volunteers for the many hours of service you give to our community, to your neighbors, to our neighbors, all the training that you put in place that you have to do to be certified as firefighters and first responders. And so thank you, Commissioner Condon.
Judge, you may have some of the volunteers or someone may want to come up and speak. If they would, some of them, if you do get them speaking, though, they may not want to shut up, like myself.
Well, unless I was, that was my next thing to ask. If there's anyone from the audience wishes to speak to this issue.
I knew it.
If you would, for the record, state your name for the record, please.
Chief Scott Smith from the Moseville Fire Department. That got loud, didn't it?
It did.
Yeah, I just want to say I've been on Mosleyville for 37 years, been chief for 25, and I've seen a struggle, financial, being the chief for 25 years. I've seen my monies that had been saved, since 1973, slowly going away each year, and when you've got a budget more than you're bringing in, we've got a problem. And we've worked on it. We worked and we talked and never really come up with a plan until, this last little bit, we finally come up with a plan. And, so I think we got our financial problem fixed for at least the time being. If trucks keep doubling, I don't know what we're going to do, but, equipment's outrunning us. It's taking $3,500 to $4,000 just to suit one person, from head to toe, not counting the trucks, they're $400,000. So, if we got the financials, what I said, and Larry heard it, and I was pretty blunt, and he was talking about me when he talked about that. But I said, here's the deal. We as fire chiefs should not have to worry about where our money's coming from. We should have to worry about our fire station, our community, and getting volunteers. That's all we should have to worry about. And I think we're there now, and I want to thank each and every one of y'all and Jordan for putting everything together, because, if y'all hadn't approved it and Jordan hadn't worked everything up and everybody hadn't done all their homework, we wouldn't be where we're at today. So on behalf of Mosleyville and the community and all my volunteers, I want to say thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else? Come ahead, sir.
Jimmy Gillis, Western District. First of all, Judge Casson, I'd like to echo your comments to all the volunteers. We couldn't survive as a community without them. I'm standing before you today not against the 1.1%. I think that is more than fair. There is some in the people in the agriculture community that would like a few more answers. We don't know exactly. Mr. Jordan made a few comments of what the license fee is, which insurance is going to go against. Most all agriculture people have umbrella policies. Is it going to go to that? Is it on just personal property or liability? Is it on our vehicles? If it is, that figure now becomes pretty significant across the, across the agriculture industry. And if you don't mind to maybe address that.
I'll let Mr. Johnson, if you want to speak to that.
Certainly. It will be extremely individual on calculating your particular tax off of your premiums. Most farm operations do have a single policy that ropes in all of their farms, structures, homes, and autos. The Department of Insurance governs how that is allocated on such policies. We would likely have to contact them. We would contact your carrier to make sure that they are only targeting the categories that are assigned in the ordinance, but it should only hit those categories even within an umbrella policy, per my understanding. But I'm welcome to meet with you at any time outside of the meeting to get that for your particular policy.
Anyone else? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries.
3, consideration for discussion. A, other business to be brought before the Daviess County Fiscal Court. There is none that I'm aware of.
Okay.
B, public comments.
This is part of the meeting where we invite anyone that wishes to speak to any item that was not on the agenda to come forward, state your name and address for the record, and speak your piece.
Hi, my name is Ryan Estrada, and my address is a little bit further away from many of you. I traveled here today from Busan, South Korea. 3 months ago, Citizens for Decency stood up at this meeting and demanded that you force the library to remove a book that I wrote from your library, along with hundreds of others from their spots on the shelves. And I heard a lot of awful things being said about the librarians here in Daviess County that my research proved was in no way true. So I got on a plane and I traveled 7,000 miles to be here today to extend my deepest thanks and appreciation to the Daviess County Public Library, all the amazing people that run it, and all the support that you give them. The freedom to read is a right that I hold very dearly. My wife, Kim Han-suk, grew up without it. She was hunted down by the police for reading books a dictator didn't like. He claimed he was just banning communist propaganda, but that was a lie. He also banned books about freedom because he didn't want people to realize they didn't have it. For reading these books, her friends were arrested, tortured, and thrown into prison. But their efforts helped make Korea a free country, and that's the story that was challenged here in Daviess County. My friend Amy Rose also grew up without this right inside a UFO death cult. The leader said that reading about the outside world was wrong because this world was about to end, but that was obviously a lie. The banned books hid the abuse Amy endured. She read them anyway and learned everything she needed to escape. Access to challenging and controversial books saved their lives, so they hoped that turning their stories into books would save someone else's. But now across America, stories like theirs are being removed from shelves. And the group here in Daviess County says they're removing pornography, but that too is a lie. I challenge them to show me where the pornography is in my book. I've looked several times. I can't find it. Or in other books they challenged, like Are You My Mother? This children's board book about a lost baby bird was used as an example of the supposed adult content in your children's section. It seems they confused it with Are You My Mother, a comic drama, a memoir available in your adult nonfiction section. Not only did they not read the books they challenged, they didn't even make sure they were the right ones. What the challenged books here in Daviess County do have is queer kids, kids of color, kids in traumatic situations, and so does your community. And these books show kids that they're not alone, that it's okay to be proud of themselves and to question the dangerous situations that others put them in. Telling a kid that a book they see themselves in is unfit for the public library is telling those kids that they are unfit for the public. It's taking away the stories that could save their lives. So thank you, and please never stop standing up for these challenges. And if anyone tries to tell you what you're not allowed to read, tell them, no, you're not my mother. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, and thank you for making the effort to be here. Anyone else wish to speak to any item that was not on the agenda? Okay, next item.
C, comments by Daviess County Fiscal Court.
Commissioner Caston.
I don't have any tonight. Thank you, sir.
Commissioner Marksberry.
I just wanted to say that I went to the veterans event out at Whitesville Elementary, and it was awesome. And it was the only one I was able to attend, but I think I really hit the lottery with that one. It was wonderful. Sheriff Youngman's father spoke there. Kathy Mullins is their music teacher there, and she led the music. And those of you that know Kathy, she's a Gold Star mother here in town, and it was just very inspirational, and I was so grateful that I got to go to that. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Marksberry. Commissioner Condor.
Thank you, Judge. I believe we have a small guest that has been kind of roaming around a little bit. Ellie?
She's behind him.
Erlu, is that right? Where is Ellie? Come up here. Come up here, lady. Come on up here. Come on. Come on, right here. Stand right here. Stand right here. This is good. You like Christmas? there is going to be something that you might really like. Christmas candy cane hunt and open house this December 2nd. It's like an Easter egg hunt for candy canes. I mean, absolutely awesome, from 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock. Santa Claus will be there, and Mrs. Claus will be there. So you need to tell your mom and daddy to bring you, okay? And make sure you tell all your friends. So everyone else in the audience, this will be done on December 2nd, 12 to 3 at the Lambert Pioneer Village. Do I? There we go. Even better. Don't get a high five up here very often. You know, the village will be decorated, and I encourage everyone to please come out on December 2nd from 12 to 3. One of the last things, for the first time, and possibly Fire Chief Smith can talk to this a little bit. Warren Gates will be graduating from the Fire Academy this coming Friday. So if you could, Chief, tell everyone what great event is about to happen Friday morning.
So yes, Commissioner, this will be our first graduation of one of our firefighters to go through what's called the Fire Academy. It's basically 13 weeks, whereas he went in with very few hours. He will come out as a certified firefighter. We've always kind of trained our own, always took time to do that, but with this new training system in place, it's fully funded by the Fire Commission, so it's at no cost to the public or to those who want to go in. And not only is Warren going to be graduating, but also, you know, Warren is one of our volunteer firefighters with Stanley Fire Department. Kendall Lashbrook, I believe is her name, with Thurston Fire Department, is in the academy. She will be graduating as well, and she will be going to the Owensboro Fire Department, I believe, yes. And then Jared Lanham, who is a volunteer with Airport Sargo Fire Department, is in the academy, and he will be going to Henderson Fire Department. So, you know, our volunteers, you know, that's one thing that I want to encourage everyone. You know, yes, we've addressed the funding issues. The court has addressed those issues, but getting volunteers is one of the toughest things. So, you know, these people here have chosen to become volunteers. They found out they fell in love with it, and now are getting career paths in the fire service. So I think, you know, with this fully funded program, you can go through that program. It's free. It does take 13 weeks of your life, but, you know, it can lead to a great career path, you know, as it did for me. So,
thank you, Chief.
yes.
Just one last little comment, please, Judge. We're approaching into a season where we've got so many events going on, so many things happening within the city, within the county, everywhere. And I know it's sometimes difficult to find one location of what's going on, when, and where. So possibly I may have maybe a discussion with maybe Jordan Rowe, if that's possible. Can we place an area or just one maybe on Sunday evenings? This is what's going on this week. Put it in your calendar and enjoy all of the great activities that are going on in our community. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Commissioner Gardner. The only thing I want to speak to is we had our Veterans Day parade on Saturday, and I thought it went very well. I thought it was well attended by people who were in it. I'm always thinking we can do better as a community to come out and show our veterans that we appreciate them. I know Commissioner Casson and I, we made several of the schools' events. Don't remember, West Louisville was the first one, always a very nice one. And but Sargo Elementary, I think we made.
I may have
I'm thinking you. I'm thinking you showed up
I made
just
at least
in time
6,
for
maybe
that
7.
one. Yeah. You went to more than I did, but anyway, they were all well done, and our kids are learning the importance of veterans and what they have done for our country and defending our freedoms. Let's see, Thanksgiving's coming around. I just want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. So, without further business, we don't have anything I'm missing, do we?
Christmas
All
parade.
right. Christmas parade.
Christmas parade
Go ahead,
Saturday.
you announce that one.
Saturday is the Christmas parade. I'm not sure what time it starts, but I think it's at 4 o'clock.
I think it's 4 o'clock, but I'm not sure. Anyway, so without further business, this meeting is adjourned.